Welcome back to the sixth installment of Essential English Study Guides, a series of videos dedicated to helping you with those pesky concepts in English that you just need to wrap your head around. I am Ms. V, and today I'm going to continue to take you through that crazy house analogy that you may see pop up from time to time. Specifically, I'm going to be guiding you through the topic of written language features and answer really pressing questions like words. Can they really make me feel something? Can they make me change my mind about a topic? Yeah, they can. Right, well, like last time, I'm just thanking out my colleagues, Mrs. Roxby and Ms. Ellett, who helped me create this back in 2020. I think this was pretty good. Anywho, the house analogy was created to help make those topics that are really hard to wrap our heads around into something a little bit more solid, something that we can visualize. And today I'm going to be continuing that journey of understanding language features and how they can decorate our text to support meaning. Right, so language features is a huge topic. I'm going to have to dive right straight into it. So if you want a greater discussion about our definitions, I reckon you should head right on back to my last video where I break them down a bit more, including this one here. Now, I'm just going to remind you today that our language features are the decorations. They're the things in a text that support meaning for the audience. That's it. Now, last time we checked out visual language features, and honestly, I'm going to say that most students I find are actually okay with written features. It's the visual ones that sometimes confuse them. And again, like always, I'm doing a really quick overview of language features here. Please see your class notes or even hear me out. Listen to your teacher in class for a more detailed understanding and list of features. Again, this QCAA document is absolutely brilliant as a list. And further, you may have seen it in this version as well. But when we talk language features, it really is just all that figurative or persuasive language that is used within the text. It could be the punctuation used, or even whether it's formal or slang. And you can usually figure out what language to look for based on what type of text it is. For example, if it's a blog written by a teenager, fam, your prob's absolutely gonna get that audience to pop off. You know, like Giga Charge Deluxe Extra Crispy 4K Ultra HD Madness, no cap. But for reals, it's gonna be full of slang and tailored specifically to the audience. Whereas if I see a letter written to a government official, it's going to be full of hoity-toity, formal and persuasive language. If I see something a bit more creative, we may see some figurative language like, he was a deer in headlights, which to me shows he's alarmed or startled by something. And honestly, so many texts these days have good rhetorical questions waiting to get us thinking. How about we check out some of these in action, hey? Now, I'm sure you're going to say, but Ms. V, I thought we were talking about written language features. Why are we looking at a visual text? Well, hear me out. Written language features appear on both and sometimes they are more obvious than the visual ones. Plus, I did promise last video that we'd be back here. Now, let's do a quick look and then we'll check out the written text, yeah? So, let's focus on written language features here. What stands out to you? Well, I see three obvious ones. If you want to pause the video and quickly write down or discuss what you see, go ahead now. Right, so I personally see alliteration, a rhetorical question, and a whole lot of inclusive language. The alliteration is that big business for billionaires, and it's honestly being used by the author to highlight the themes of their article. They want us to understand how much of a potential space has for making money. The rhetorical question here wants the audience to really think about their own opinions about what space is. Is there really life beyond our planet? Surely there is. And the inclusive language is there to allow us as the audience to relate to the article, to actually put ourselves within the article and critically think about the ways that space is improving our lives. Did you find any others? Again, if you want to pause, please do. Don't forget to answer that second question to justify yourself. Okay, well, let's take a look at a written text. Obviously, we can't rely on visual features here like color, etc. But I will say that some written texts like to use things like emojis, which you can totally talk about on the CIA BTW. Now, this one has so many language features in it. I'm going to pull out 3, but I want you to challenge yourself and see if you can find any others by following my process. All right, so immediately I'm easily seeing things like similes, alliteration, and imagery. This could be your opportunity right now to pause and see if you can find any of these as examples. Pause now. Right, okay, so my first one is going to be this simile example. Now, there are several similes in this, but I'm going to choose the one here, which says, just like a gym buffs up your muscles, gaming flexes your brain. Now, in terms of what this is meant to make us think or feel, really, it's about making us visualize our brain like a muscle. It makes us think about ourselves in the gym looking, fully sick, but also it's creating an association that gaming is actually good for us and it makes us use our brain and thus enhance our intellect. The alliteration, well, there are several, but this one in here about camaraderie and collaboration, it makes the line memorable for the audience. It's almost sing-songy. It makes us feel like gaming could make us belong. It gives us hope for belonging. Now, the last one I'm going to go through is the imagery. There is a bunch in this paragraph down here. Phrases like vast universe and embark on epic adventures. These are meant to make us think and feel something about gaming. What is it making us think and feel about gaming? I want you to actually write it down and have your own turn. What do you think the author wants us to make us think and feel about gaming in this section here? And once you're done, I want you to see if you can find at least 2 more different language features. So no similes, no alliteration, no imagery. Find a different one. And I want you to explain how they position the audience. So again, I want you to write down what that imagery makes us think and feel and find at least 2 other language features and do the same thing and answer that second question there. Okay, brilliant. Just brilliant work, everyone. Thanks so much for listening to this series. As you can probably guess, we just have one more topic to cover in the series. It's all about, we've done the representations, the text structures, now language features. So next time we're going to look at that little purple section over there and the people. Ideas and opinions. See you next time.